Good morning. Welcome to the One Dharma Center Sunday service. My name is Ginger. I am delighted to have you here today, despite the fact that, the option to spend your holiday elsewhere, you have chosen to be here with us. For that, I am very grateful. Currently, we are in the midst of a meditation retreat, and 25 retreat participants joined for our Sunday service now. This morning we have a Q&A session with Venerable Juksanim, focusing on a meditation practice. We have gathered some questions from the retreat group, but this is not only for the retreat participants, but also for our local practitioners. So we'll have a time to ask you to ask a question to him during that Q&A session. So I strongly encourage you to raise questions related to your practice. Now let us begin our gathering with the bowing practice. For that, you need to stretch out your legs and gently stand up and join me in bowing in standing posture. Please join your palms together. Join your minds and hearts together. We are standing before the truth of the circle, the truth of Ilwon-sang, which represent our Buddha nature, our true nature. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite source of marvelous existence. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of parents, ancestors, and anyone who has given me life and nurtured me. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of fellow beings, embracing the truth of interconnectedness. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of laws, which guides us to develop justice and freedom through Dharma and universal principles. Now, please remain in standing. Karen, our yoga teacher, will guide us with some stretching movement.
Good morning. So let's please begin with our feet hip distance apart. And we'll take a nice big inhale with soft knees and reach up overhead and grab all of the energy from the sun and bring it down through the center into your heart. And again, this time bend a little bit deeper, reach all the way up as tall as you can, hands in front of the heart center. And last time, bending and reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands down the center line. And relax your shoulders, relax your neck. We'll bring the hands behind us and place them on the back of the hips with the fingers pointing down. And we'll just gently press the hips slightly forward as you release your chin towards your sternum. Opening up the shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades back. Breathing into the front body. And then inhale, sweep the arms overhead again, this time with soft knees, Bow all the way over, releasing the hands wherever they fall, and then come halfway up, hands above the knees with a straight back, and then exhale, fold again. And with a big inhale, come all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Grab hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Step the feet a little bit wider. And we'll side bend all of us over to the windows. You can drop your hips over to the side. Inhale, come back up again, change sides. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, come up. Release the hands, bring the hands to the hips. Soften the knees, we'll just circle at the hips. Very mindfully, just being aware all the sensation in the body, circling around, and then change direction, come around the other way. One more full circle. Then sweep the arms overhead. Go ahead and release the left hand behind you. Grab hold of the elbow with the right hand and just relax your shoulders as you gently pull against the elbow. Releasing that left hand between the shoulder blades. Inhale, release, open up. Exhale, other side. Releasing the right hand behind you, grabbing hold of the right elbow with the left hand. Breathing in, breathing out. And then opening up again, releasing the arms. This time, bring the hands behind you and either interlace the fingers, or if it's more comfortable, release or rather reach for your elbows. We'll separate the feet nice and wide. Inhale, lift up the heart, roll the shoulders back. With softness behind your knees, exhale and fold over. Folding over, feeling the sensation in the backs of the legs. Feel free to nod your head gently, yes, yes, yes. And shake your head gently, no, no, no. And then grind your feet into the floor as you lift yourself back up again. Release your arms. Step the feet back. Step the left foot forward. Right foot back. Again, either interlace the fingers or reach for your elbows. Really plug that left big toe into the floor. Roll the shoulders back. Pressing that foot into the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge forward and extend out over that leg, and if possible, raise the arms up behind you. Keep drawing that left hip slightly back, the right hip slightly forward. A lot of sensation behind that leg. Try to relax the head, try to let the head go. And then find the feet again, press into the earth as you lift yourself back up. Stepping forward, stepping back with the opposite leg. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, extend out over that front leg, plugging the right big toe into the floor, drawing the right hip slightly back. Noticing the difference from one side to the other. And then finding both your feet. Inhale, roll back up again. Step the feet side by side and release the arms. Roll the shoulders forward, up, squeeze them up toward your ears, and roll them back down again. Let that go. Again, roll them forward, up, squeeze towards the ears. Exhale, roll them down. This time we'll do a little shrugs. Inhale, squeeze all the way up towards the ears. Exhale, let that go. Inhale, squeeze them up. Exhale, let it go. Last one. Inhale, all the way up. Let it go. So we'll finish with the breath of joy. So we get nice and soft in the upper body, nice and soft in the knees. Feet are maybe a little wider than the hips. So it's almost like we're going to direct an orchestra, right? Lead an orchestra. So we take 3 short inhales through the nose, and then on the exhale, we sigh it out through the mouth and fold over the legs. Okay? So we begin. And again. And again. One last time. Now fold over the legs, become nice and loosey-goosey in the knees, rock your hips back and forth, and then find your feet, slowly roll up, engage your abdominal muscles, slowly stack your vertebrae one at a time. Hands together in front of the heart center. Namaste. Thank you.
Now rearrange our mats for sitting meditation practice. So this morning we'll sit for 25 minutes. Wiggle your body if you need to adjust your sitting body on your mat. Just find the perfect point that you can enjoy your sitting practice. And our retreat participant, Tatiya Berry, will give us more on how to sit and how to enjoy our meditation.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in, grab all your attention, and breathe it out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms. Then allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and to the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts they will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your donjon breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation, in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
Sutra Chanting Meditation, page 4 and 5. Ilwonsang Vow and Heart Sutra are summaries of essential teachings by greatly enlightened Buddhas. They have been chanted by many practitioners for a long time to cultivate their wisdom. So let us chant together. Page 4, Ilwonsang Vow.
일원상 vow. 일원 is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway, birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin, heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings in one manifest as both permanence and impermanence, fused as permanence, here one unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is, fused as impermanence, here one unfolds into infinite world through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the six realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Ilwonsang, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwan and become one with the nature of Ilwan. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practiced in Prajna Paramita, realized that all five aggregates are empty, and thus became free from suffering and distress. So Shariputra form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form, the same as true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. So Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. In emptiness, no form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no
no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of fire, no strong body or mind consciousness, no ignore, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva relies on prajna pranamita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion. One draws nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on prajna paramita and attain supreme enlightenment. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the great mantra, is great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, not false or proclaimed. Prajna paramita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond, now awaken. Gate, gate, para, gate, para, sam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, para, gate, para, sam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, para, gate, para, sam, gate, bodhisvaha.
Today we are grateful for this opportunity to learn from Venerable Juksanim, our teacher, and also the head Dharma master of One Buddhism USA. Today Reverend Yu will assist in translating his teachings. Please join your palms together. Let us welcome both of them.
네, 반갑습니다.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for asking and writing lots of questions. So let's cover as many as we can. We have another session tomorrow. Also, in the middle of this session, we also receive one or two questions from our local Dharma friends. Number one, would you talk more about why cultivate the true nature if it is already perfect and complete? 우리 본성이 완벽한데 왜 수행 또 해야 되느냐?
한번 물어봐요.
So, why do you bother to meditate? It's already perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Steve? 자기가 물은 질문이에요. 자기 질문이에요.
기른다는 말 자체가 조금 맞지 않을 수도 있어요.
Well, we use the expression cultivate our nature or nurture our nature. There is some limitation to use the human language.
진성이라고는 그대로 우주에 충만해 있고 늘 존재해 있는 거라고.
True nature or the ultimate reality is already inherent in our mind and heart, as well as it's omnipresent in this universe as well.
그 진공이라고도 표현한다고.
That's why true nature is expressed like 진공, which means true emptiness.
진성과 진공을 깨달은 모든 사람들이 비유하는 것이 딱 하나 있다고.
All the enlightened teachers, when they see into our true nature, they express that as a true nature or absolute or true emptiness. But they usually use one analogy, very common analogy.
그것이 무엇이냐 물어보셨어요.
Have you ever heard of some story or analogy that compare our original mind?
내가 마음을 딱 깨달아가 진성을 봤어요.
So, for example, one day at the end of the retreat, you realized your true nature. You saw your original mind then.
이것을 어디다 비유해야 되겠는데.
So you have to explain that to others. The realm, which is indescribable beyond our word and speech.
모든 깨달은 사람들이 딱 깨닫고 나서 우리 마음은 저 흑운과 같다 그렇게 딱 비유를 해요.
All the realized teachers use this analogy. It's just like the empty space, empty sky, our true mind.
똑같은 허공을 우리도 바라보고 깨달은 사람도 허공을 바라본다.
So regular people see the empty space all the time. So what might be the difference?
근데 우리는 그냥 깨닫지 못한 사람은 그냥 허공을 그냥 바라본다.
So we observe the empty space with our physical eyes in the regular way, but to the enlightened mind,
예. 내 마음과 허리도 틀림없는 그 청정한 맑은 흔적 없는 딱 깨달은 사람은 그 허공을 늘 바라보고 있는 거라고.
so the realized teacher, to their enlightened eyes, they saw the empty space without any trace, which cannot be tainted, which is not different from our original mind.
근데 그 허공에 구름이 쫙 끼어 있다.
Think about some clouds arise,
안개가
or some mist linger here.
그럼 어떻게 해야 되겠냐?
So, what are we as a practitioner supposed to do with those clouds or mist?
그 구름과 안개를 부처님께서 또 대종상께서 뭐라고 말씀하시냐?
So, what about the analogy of a realized teacher? Those mist or clouds that taints the pure sky.
카르마.
Say it can be karma. Karma,
그것을 이제 기본적으로 탐, 진, 치.
which originate from greed, anger, and delusion.
그걸
The
진성을
origin of
보는
our
걸 딱
karma.
가로막고 있다고.
That covers the light of our true nature. Even though the true nature is always there, inside and outside.
그 구름과 안개를 걷어내야 될 거 아니에요.
So our job is to dispel, to remove those clouds and mist, even though the sky is always there.
그래서 명상이 필요한 거라.
That's why we need to cultivate and nurture our true nature, even though the expression is not exact. That kind of a follow-up practice is necessary.
육신 활동을 하기 위해서 날마다 새끼 밥을 쭉 먹고 있다.
Just like in order to sustain the physical health, we need to eat our meal.
그런데 마음은 딱 가렸는데 한 번도 청소를 하려고 생각하지 않는다.
Many people clean their house, but do not bother to clean their mind and soul.
그래서 이 성품을 또 비유한 것이 거울에 비유를 하셨다고.
So another well-known analogy for our true nature is a clean and clear mirror.
대원경지 큰 둥근 거울이라고.
대원경지, well-known analogy of our true nature is a big mirror with a great frame.
근데 그 거울에 먼지가 쫙 끼어 있다고.
that surface is covered with lots of dust particles.
그러면 그 거울을 닦아야 될 거 아니에요.
Our job is to clean the dust.
근데 닦지 않고 가만히 놔둬요.
But regular people do not bother to clean their mind mirror.
그러면 지혜의 달이 솟아나지 않는다.
Then, not just the spiritual cultivation, the wisdom, our innate wisdom cannot arise from that dirty mirror.
거울에 얼굴을 딱 비추면 얼굴이 거울에 탁 나타난다.
Think about that. When you stand before the mirror, it exactly reflect yourself, your face.
지나가면 없어진다고.
But when you leave the mirror becomes empty again.
우리 마음도 거울과 같아 딱 비치면 비춰진다고.
So just like our mind, when you think about something, some idea arise from our mind mirror.
그냥 눈을 생각해 보라고. 이렇게 비치면 비친다고.
Think
근데
about your sight.
이 대상이 바꿔지면 저쪽은 저쪽이 비춰진다고.
When you this thing without much effort, you can see that thing. Or if you redirect your face, you can see another things effortlessly.
눈앞에 있는 허공을 보라고.
Or you can think about the empty space.
텅 비어 있다.
It's a pure and void itself.
근데 딱 바라보면 거울에 비치듯이 딱 비친다고.
But just like the function of the mirror,
대상을
without
바꿔
any effort, you can see the
대상을 바꿔서
emptiness.
비치면 또 그것이 비친다고.
Or something appears in front of the mirror, you can see as well.
그런데 이제 중요한 것은 바깥 허공과 이 허공이 다르냐고 같냐고 물어보.
But the point is, the pure empty space is that essentially different from the empty nature of our mind. Have you ever thought about that?
안의 허공과 바깥 허공이 똑같다고.
The enlightened teacher, our empty nature of our mind and heart, our true nature, is not different from the so-called empty space itself.
안의 허공을 마음이라고 밖의 허공을 우주 허공이라고 그렇게 표현한다.
It's just a way of expression to two faces of one reality. Internally we call that our mind, the original mind. Externally we call that as a empty space or ultimate reality.
그래서 나를 소우주라고 밖을 대우주.
That's why enlightened teachers call ourselves a microcosm. The universe is a macrocosm. It is the same universe.
근데 내 마음에 늘 물결이 출렁거려 가지고.
But to the regular people, on top of the pure mirror, there are lots of ripples arising and ceasing.
비춰지질 않네.
So we cannot see what's at the bottom of the lake.
그럼 고요하게 해줘야 된단 말이야.
So our job is to get rid of the ripples and the waves.
그러면 안이 확
You can see what's really inside the lake.
기른다는 것보다는 오히려 드러내는 거라고.
So cultivating, nurturing is not a good expression. Let it manifest itself, reveal itself, maybe more proper expression.
근데 모든 깨달은 사람들이 그 최고의 방법을 자선으로 이렇게.
But the best way, whether you labor that revealing your true nature or cultivate our original mind, the best path is through meditation practice.
그것까지 하시.
Okay, the second question. What is the best way for beginners to cultivate consistent meditation practice? 초보자가 선을 이렇게 꾸준히 할 수 있는 방법이 뭘까요?
말씀 그대로 꾸준히 하면 된다고.
Just practice in consistent way.
그런데 꾸준히에다가 하나를 더 보태라. 규칙적으로 해야 하는 거죠.
Consistency requires doing that on a regular basis. It should be your habit.
우리 삶은 90% 가까이가 계속 반복적인 삶이라고.
Scholars say 90% of the human life or behavior is a very repeated thing. repetitive.
새로 일어난 일은 한 10%도 안 된다고.
It's less than 10% of something new arise in our daily life.
그렇기 때문에 우리가 내가 공부하려고 마음만 먹으면 그 규칙적인 생활 속에 딱 그 규칙적으로 이렇게 할 수 있도록 포석을 해야 된다고.
So in our daily or routine way of life, if we embed the seed of a meditation practice, then it becomes our mental or spiritual DNA. It becomes our habit as well to change our lifestyle.
아무리 바빠도 밥 먹는 시간은 밥 먹고 한다고.
For example, however busy you are, you do not skip your meals.
아침에 일어나면 자동적으로 규칙적으로 딱 서는 습관을 가지라고.
Likewise, as soon as you get up in the early morning, spend some time on meditation cushion.
저녁 되면 딱 서는 습관을 가지라.
Or before retiring to bed.
낮에도 어디 가다가 빈 시간이 있으면 서는 습관을 가지라.
Or when you have some available time during the day, why don't you use that for meditation?
기차를 타고 어디 갈 때도 가만히 앉아서 딱
For
밖을
example,
바라보면서
when you are in the train sitting on the seat, why don't you transform that as your practice session?
규칙적으로 이렇게 해나가게 되면 자연적으로 이렇게 나중에는 이렇게 마음이 맑아지고 이렇게
So
잘 되죠.
when you make the meditation, various forms of a meditation practice as your habit, as your routine, your life will be changed.
소차산 대종사께서는 네 가지 중요한 그 공부하는 길을 이야기하셨다.
So particularly related with the topic, our founding master Sotaesan suggested 4 skillful ways.
신,
The first is belief or faith.
군,
The second is passion or zeal.
의,
Questioning mind.
성.
Sincerity and dedication. You need to reflect these are things to make your meditation practice as a habit.
이것이 그 공부를 추진하는 동력이라고.
These are motivating power, motive force to drive your practice forward.
여기서 중요한 것은 우리 모두의 마음 가운데 부처님과 똑같은 그 깨달음을 가질 수 있는 그 마음을 다 가지고 있다는 거예요.
We are not supposed to forget. Each and every person has already true nature, which is perfect and complete, lacking nothing. We have to trust that
호리도
foundation.
틀림없이 그것을 믿어야 된다고.
So, without any trace of doubt, we need to trust that Buddha's words, all the enlightened teacher said unanimously.
그래서 그것을 알아보기 위한 간절한 마음을 가져야 된다고.
At the same time, we need to invest, pour our time and effort to realize that our inner core as well.
내가 제대로 가고 있는가 늘 점검을 해야 된다고.
And also,
제대로 가고
we
있는가.
need to check the path of our practice, whether we are walking on a shortcut or we are using detour.
그리고 꾸준히 나가야 된다. 오늘 또 내일 또 똑같이.
And then, if the way, the path is decided, our job is to just walk in steady pace, in a dedicated way.
규칙적이고 지속적이고 효율적으로 하라고.
So consistent as well as dedicated and at the same time very efficient way of practice is important. Okay. Silent retreat has generated a significant positive impact on clarity of mind and deeper breathing, but I struggle to build the habit of meditation in daily life, overtaken by rapid pace of many things and the expectations and the stress caused by others at work. How do you think about it? 무근하고 여기 있으니까 이제 마음도 깊어지고 이제 호흡도 깊어지는데 여기서도 그렇고 특히 세상이 돌아가면 다른 사람들이 자기한테 자기가 다른 사람들이 세상에서의 스트레스로 이게 습관 길들이기가 힘들다. 그런 마음을 유지하기가 힘들다. 뭐 어떻게 해야 돼?
어느 뜻이 무엇이냐고 한번 물어보시죠.
For example, when we say silent retreat, how do you understand the silence? What does the silence mean? 여기 있으면서 이런저런 경계 안 끌리는 게 무건이 아닌가. 그리고 중심을 잘 잡는 게.
네, 그래요. 자, 첫째는 입을 다무는 거라고.
Silence starts not talking. Yeah.
입 닫는 거라.
Close your mouth.
근데 말을 할 때는 말을 하기 때문에 안에 잡념이 있는지 모른다고.
When we speak, we are not aware we have a lot of wandering thoughts internally because you are in the middle of a speech.
근데 입을 닫게 되면 안에서 생각이 더 막 지속게 된다고.
When we become silent, more thoughts can arise. At least you can observe those.
수많은 생각이 떠오르게 된다고.
Lots of thoughts, racing ideas surface in your mind.
근데 그 생각도 고요하게 해야 한다.
As time passes, you need to try to calm down those delusive
그래서
thoughts.
무건, 안식, 편안할 자, 쉴식자, 마음이 안식이 돼야 된다고.
So it starts from not talking, 묵언, but the Chinese character 묵언, 안식, it's always come together. 묵언 means not talking, silence. 안식 means settling our mind, resting our mind.
선가에서는 반드시 무건에 같이 따르는 말이 안식이라고.
Especially in Zen tradition, 묵언 안식, it's a very, very popular expression. Eventually our mind should be settled down by not talking.
초보자가 선을 열고 앉게 되면은 전오간, 안, 이, 비, 설, 시는 이제는 정지를 하게 된다고.
So for the beginning practitioner, when you start to meditate, at least your mind becomes independent from seeing, hearing, touching, thinking, not thinking, touching, and from these 5 sensory experience, you become independent from that sensory conditions.
근데 사람은 안에 자의식이 있어서 그 의식 하나가 수없는 생각을 끌어올린다고.
But the problem is our mental consciousness, our visual, olfactory, tactile sensation become diminished. So our mental consciousness, so many thoughts arise from our ego consciousness. That is the biggest obstacle.
근데 그 한 가지 생각이 떠오르면 그 생각에 연관된 모든 것이 또 생각이 따라 붙는다.
What is the nature, the tendency of our thought? One thought arises, it constantly chased by another. Chain of thoughts. That is the nature of our wandering thoughts.
그건 어쩌면 모든 사람들이 거의 다 비슷하다.
Probably it may be common whether you are Asian or American beginning practitioner or seasoned practitioners.
그럴 때 어떻게 해야 되냐?
But in that situation, which is common to all, what are we supposed to do?
지은 경우님 어떻게 해야 돼? 그런데 그래서 모든 과거의 수행자들이 그것을 없애기 위해서 한 곳에 집중을 했다고.
So in order to stay centered, that's why we need some focus, some primary focal reference. Concentration technique is required.
그 한 곳에 집중하는 여러 가지 방법을 쓰셨다고. 벽에다 점을 하나 찍어놓고 거기에 집중하기도 했다고.
The technique is so diverse. You can put some dots and you can see that dot, or
인중에 집중하기도 했다고.
also place your awareness on your third eye,
화두에 집중하기도 했다고.
or you can concentrate. You can work with the koan or spiritual questions.
소차탄 대종사께서는 과거의 한 방법 중에 하나가 단전에 집중하더라고요.
But our founding master recommended, why don't you place your awareness on your breath, particularly on your danjan energy field.
생각이 일어난다는 것은 이미 생각이 단전에서 떠나 있는 거라고.
What in terms of energy, what does that mean? Your mind are intruded by many thoughts. It means in terms of the energy, the fire energy has already ascended. The energy is here at your lower abdomen or center.
그럴 때는 생각을 빨리 단전에 딱 집중을 해야 돼요.
When you place your awareness on your lower abdomen, the energy come down and the wandering thoughts will be diminished.
오래오래 선을 하다 보면 집중하는 힘이 강화된다고.
The more you practice, the concentration power will be enhanced gradually.
그래서 오래 선을 하게 되면 한 번 딱 집중하게 되면 모든 생각이 잠자게 된다.
So for the mature practice, when you concentrate your mind on your breathing, the rising and the falling, that kind of a concentrated mind goes pretty long.
그렇게 되면 기운이 다 골라지게 된다.
Consequently, your energy start to settle down.
처음에 자선하려고 앉아 있으면 몸은 앉아 있는데 기운은 계속 동하고 있다.
So for the practitioners, even though you are seated comfortably, physically you are seated, your mind is traveling around in all places.
그래서 나중에는 기운도 골라지고 호흡도 골라지고.
But it takes time for your thoughts as well as your energy can settle down.
그렇게 오래 앉아 있게 되면 자동적으로 마음이 이렇게 맑아지고.
Then, as time passes, gradually your mind become clear and purified and settled down.
그렇기 때문에 일어나는 생각을 성가시게 생각하지
So
마세요.
do not be bothered by the thoughts that arise, that invade your mind.
점차 해가다 보면 자동적으로
As time
습성이
passes,
돼서
you
가라앉는다.
come back to your breathing again and again. Your true nature will be revealed. 여기서 묻는 건 이제 직장에서 어떻게 calm할 수 있는 마음을.
그런 마음을 이제 이렇게 선을 명상을 오래 하다 보면 자동적으로 그런 생각들이 줄어든다.
So based on this kind of a practice, a so-called, let's say, meditation at rest, when you are involved in daily activity where you can encounter lots of challenging situations, you can maintain that kind of a meditative, peaceful state of mind. It's a very necessary foundation.
그리고 직장에서 하는 것은 그 일에 집중을 하고 일심으로.
So when you are involved in daily activity at work, for example, then just focus your mind on your work. In that work, forget about the meditation.
직장에서 손을 잘하는 사람은 자기가 맡은 일을 충실히 잘하는 거라.
When you are deeply, single-mindedly focus what you are doing at work, that is the practice at work. And then it helps your meditation on the cushion at home.
부엌에서 설거지하는 사람은 설거지를 잘하는 거라.
For example, when you're washing the dishes in the kitchen, just wash the dishes. Try to focus your mind on that single object.
일할 때는 일에 집중해서
When you are doing
일심을 하는 거라.
something, just do that without much.
일하고 있는데
conflict
자꾸
in
다른
mind.
생각이 들어오게 되면 흐트러진다고.
But for many people, when we are doing something, we tend to think about the other things. So we need to focus our mind.
동할 때는 그렇게 하고 정할 때는 일심으로 마음을 하나 딱 집중시키고 있는
So
거야.
this is the way that practice in action, but the previous that I mentioned at the beginning is practice at the last. We need both paths.
그래서 동정간에 서로 도움이 되게 공부법을 대종사님께서 말씀해 주셨다.
So the practice in action and the practice at rest reinforce and support each other. We need to understand and practice these two paths. The next question. Because of lots of stress currently and often in my mind, my breathing is not able to go deep and feel blocked. What meditation approach is the most helpful to address this? 한 문제 건너뛰었어요.
네.
몸에 실제 스트레스가 많대요. 마음에 뿐만 아니고. 그러니까 호흡이 안 깊어지게 기체가 된 느낌이 드는데 어떤 선법이 좋을까요?
어떤 선법이 좋냐고 한번 물어보시죠.
So, chi blockage, you feel very uncomfortable in your breathing or some particular part on your back. That's very, very common to all meditators. So how can you deal with that kind of obstacle related with shallow breathing or chi blockage.
자, 나이가 들수록 몸이 굳어진다고.
As we grow old, our body becomes stiff.
어린아이들은 피부가 아주 부드럽다.
Think about the skin of the baby. It's just so soft.
어린아이들은 하루 내내 막 뛰어놀고 왔다 갔다 해도 잠자면서 모든 그 말하자면 몸에 스트레스랑 모든 이런 걸 다 그냥 풀어내 버린다고.
Children play all around all day long, but when they sleep, they can shake off all those fatigues, and then the next day they refresh themselves and then
근데
start a new day.
어린아이가 잠자면서 푸는 방법이 무엇인 줄 알려고?
Have you ever observed how baby or infant or small child sleep? How do they sleep? Or how could they refresh their mind and heart while sleeping?
여기서 아이를 재워놨는데 아침에 아이가 없어져 버렸어요.
For example, you put to sleep your baby here, but in the early morning, he's not there. He's somewhere.
둥글러 굴러가가지고 그 책상 아래서 자고.
He rolled over and sleep in some other corner.
잠자면서 막 몸을 움직이면서 다 해소시킨다고.
They very freely, effortlessly move their body while sleeping. They're not stiff in their mind and body.
어른은 편안히 잠 자는 것 같은데 아침 일어나면 풀어지지 않아가지고 힘들다고.
But think about the adults sleeping. They sleep on the bed, on the same bed, but in the early morning when they get up, many times they don't feel refreshed.
그래서 선을 하는 초보자와 나이가 들수록 선하기 전에 몸을 충분히 풀어줘야 된다고.
Especially for the beginning practitioners and if you think you are physically old, in order to prevent shallow breathing or chi blockage, relaxing your body at the beginning of the meditation is very critical.
선은 세 가지 단계가 있다고.
They usually say 3 stages, 3 levels of a meditation.
선의 전 단계는 몸을 충분히 이완을 시켜줘야 된다고.
Softening, relaxing our body. It is the first step.
요가라든가 기체조가 다 그런 방법이라고.
Qigong yoga is why we practice before sitting, just like this morning.
그래서 몸을 충분히 풀어줄수록 마음이 편안해진다.
The more your body is relaxed, the easier your mind will come to settle down.
초보자에게 있어서는 관절, 발목이라든가 무릎이라든가 이런 데를 전부 다 풀어주는 것이 좋다고.
Especially in the beginning, relaxing your all joints as well as your knee is very, very helpful.
하루 시작할 때 아침 일어나면 꼭 발목을 풀어주시고.
Even though you do not meditate, as soon as you get up, why don't you relax your body by whatever method?
왜 발목을 풀어줘야만?
For example, why it is important to relax, rotate our ankle. Have you ever thought about that?
제일 예스니까.
Because they endure a lot of weight.
60,
Our ankle might be the most stressful
60
organ in our body.
몸 상체를 발목이 전부 다 하루 내 받치고 다닌다.
It bears the weight of your body always.
그렇기 때문에 아침에 꼭 발목을 풀어주고
So in the early morning
하루 지나고 나서 저녁에 발목을 꼭 풀어주고 자라.
and before retiring to bed, relaxing our ankle is a very, very healthy thing.
몸에서는 안에서 이 찌꺼기들 밖으로 이 배출되어 나온다.
While you relaxing your body, a lot of toxic elements start to come out of your system.
아침에 왜 세수를 하시냐고 물어봐요.
That's why we wash our face. Why do you think you wash your face in the early morning especially?
잠자는 동안에
깨끗하게 하기 위해서.
예.
예.
뭐라고?
안 씻으면 더러워지니까.
잠자는 동안에 5시간, 6시간 잠자면은 안에 있는 그 찌꺼기들이 밖으로 새어나간다. 눈곱도 생기고 코라든가 입주위라든가 이 피부를 통해서 밖으로 나온다고.
While we are sleeping, a lot of unwholesome, toxic elements start to come around.
그것을
You may feel some residue around your eyes, inside your nostril, etc. Some unwholesome energy during our sleep. It comes out. It's a purification process.
그것을 씻어주는
We need to clean them out.
얼굴이라고.
Face is called in Korean 얼굴.
마음이
얼 means soul.
그러니까 밖으로 나오는 이 얼굴이라고 한다고.
굴 means a cave. The place where your soul dwell. But lots of tainted things or some residue comes out.
그리고 저녁에 또 얼굴을 씻어야 된다고.
And then at night we need to clean our faces.
저녁에는 왜 씻어야 되냐고.
Why?
당연한 질문을 내가 자꾸 했었는데.
It's just a common sense, but yeah. Why are we supposed to wash our face? 밖에서 이제 먼지 같은 게
밖에서 들어온 것. 밖에서 하루 다 지나두면 여러 가지가 묻어. 그럼 그
while
씻으면
you're involved in daily activities, some dust particles, external dust particles start to stick on your body.
근데 마음도 똑같다고.
It's the same with our mind and heart.
아침에 일어난 마음을 정제를 해야 된다고. 깨끗이
We
써.
need to clean our mind just like we wash our face.
저녁도 마찬가지라고.
It's the same at night.
밖에서 수없는 생각, 수없는 걸 보면서
While we are involved in daily activities in our hectic life, so many necessary and unnecessary information start to invade our mind and start to take a nest in our
그걸
mind.
정제하고
So
잠을
purify and settle our mind as well.
그것이 반복적인 삶이에요.
It should be repeated.
아까시 몸이 굳고 몸에 여러 가지가 습성이 들은 사람은 몸을 잘 이완시키고 풀어줌으로써 선으로 들어가는데 굉장히 도움이 된다.
So do not forget to relax your body first, especially your bothered by chip blockage.
그것까지.
그만하냐 그렇게 하고 여기 한 사람을 받을까 어떻게?
Yeah. Yes. I think this is a good time for us to do some stretching, right? My knees sore. So you're welcome to do your own stretching before we get one question from this live audience. While you are stretching yourself, doesn't mean go out. Please stay here. We're still having this Q&A session.
Yeah, you can stand if
Standing
you
is good.
want. 자, 빨리 하나 하고, 빨리 받아 끝내게. Yeah.
Any questions from our local member about your meditation practice, especially?
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
Then
오늘은 여기까지. 오케이.
Okay. 선하면은 저분은 입정이 잘 되고 망념이 별로 없대요. 그런 단계를 지나서 그 다음에 깨달음으로 달려고 하면은 그 다리 역할이라고 할까? 그 넥스트 스텝은 어떻게 해야 될지.
그 단계 가면 이제는 진리에 대한 의심을 거려야 돼.
If you think your mind is already peaceful and focused enough, then giving rise to some spiritual question is very important from that stage. In Zen Buddhism, we usually call that koan, the mystery of the universe, or so that kind of the study part is as much as important as a meditation or spiritual cultivation.
마음은 편안할지라도 진리는 깨지.
Tranquil, peaceful, focused state of mind is important, but from one perspective, it has nothing to do with attaining. It's very important foundation, but it's not the sufficient condition to attain enlightenment or reveal our innate wisdom.
고기를 잘라면 납치를 딱 걸어야 돼.
For example, when you'd like to catch a fish, you need a hook. That kind of questioning mind is required. So that hook looks like a question mark. Yeah, we need that kind of seriousness to search for the truth.
근데 과거 선사들이라든가 부처님께서 말씀 화두가 있어요. 예.
But what kind of a question are we supposed to give rise to? One of the best approaches, Buddha and a lot of enlightened masters suggested lots of koans or spiritual questions the following generation practitioners need to contemplate.
그 뜻이 무엇인가를 딱 해서
So
그것이 알아져야 된다고.
You can pick up one spiritual question like what's the sound of one hand clapping, and you need to contemplate those questions again and again along with the meditation practice.
우주의 근본 원리가 무엇인가를 깊게 숙고를 해 들어가라고.
For example, all those spiritual questions eventually reach to the mystery of the universe, or who am I, or what am I?
우리 자성 원리가 무엇인가 깊게 숙고에 들어가야 돼.
What is the principle of our true nature? It can be diverse, that spiritual question.
그래서 아하하고 환히 알아져야 된다고.
Someday, along with the meditation practice, you will experience some aha moment. You may have some insight.
선을 때 중요한 부분이 있다고.
When we practice the sitting meditation, there is very important things that we are not supposed to forget. Especially,
잡념도 안 일어난다고.
for example, wow, we don't have any repulse, any wandering thoughts at all.
생각도 별로 없다고.
We don't have many racing ideas as well.
그렇게 앉아가지고 5년, 10년이 쑥 갈 수가 있다고.
Then, in that state of in that meditative state, some practitioner continue that way of meditation 5 years, 10 years, and so on.
그것이 선가의 큰 병통 중에 하나라고.
That is a very big taboo to the Zen priest. Many realized teachers warned against that kind of state.
선이 잘 된다는 것은 마음이 빨갛고 환히 성성이 비춰져야 된다.
So I don't have many wandering thoughts. My mind is calm enough, but it should be very clear and bright and alert at the same time.
그래서 어떤 문제든 이 만물을 다 봐도 그 원리가 환해져야 된다고.
So that whenever you think about something, you observe something, the answer should arise very naturally, effortlessly.
그것 중에 확인해 보는 것 중에 하나가 과거 불조 화두둥에서 하나를 딱 들고 한번 이렇게 비춰보라고.
How much you have cultivated your innate wisdom, how much your innate wisdom has brightened or not. One of the criterion is why don't you read and pick up some koans and how much you can understand. What's my original face before my parents were born? What's the answer?
내 마음을 아는 견지와 그것이 허리도 틀림이 딱 알아지면 그건 깨달은 거라고.
Without any effort, you can get the answer from those koans, which it looks like a reader. Then your wisdom becomes very, very mature.
귀로 들어서 아는 것은 깨달은 거 아니라고.
For example, when you read something, when you hear something, when you have some insight, that is not the authentic wisdom.
마음의 근본자리에서 환히 아하 하는 거라고.
The wisdom originate from the core of your mind and heart without any effort.
예, 그거죠.
Thank you.
감사합니다. Palms together. Let us say thank you to our teachers. Let's turn your page 9. Let us sing morning prayer song. Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today, gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today, making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. Next Sunday, we'll be hosting a spiritual memorial service in honor of our founding teacher, Master Sotae-san. And during the service, we'll have the privilege to listen to Venerable Myeongtawan님's Dharma sharing. Do you know who she is? You'll see her next week. And it'll be a rare and happy occasion to hear her speak. So I'd like to have you in that service. Venerable Myeongtawan님, you can see her face on the lobby. There's a picture of her. So thank you for joining us today, our local community people. You are welcome to stay in the dining hall for your tea and conversation. And our retreat participant, please remain sitting while our local people exit this room. Thank you. And we are in the middle of silent retreat, so please observe this silence practice. Stretch our legs, stretch out. Legs out. Massage your knees. Groups without having break. Do you know where you belong to for that discussion? Do you know? Okay, so I don't need to name you. Do you need this? Okay. Beth, Kuneri, Amy, David, Ellen, Sai. You are heading out to the south side of this deck.